Hello, everyone, and welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 with the new Waking the Tiger DLC. My name is Sabouts, and I am joined again by Commissar Roach.
Hello.
This is it. This is going to be a big episode, I think, because we picked Oppose Hitler last time, and we're getting very close to the Civil War breaking
55 days
out.
out of 70. So once that hits 70, we will be there. Oh, our first two divisions are done from that class.
All right.
Or no, first three. The other two should be coming off of the line soon. Or off the line. Should be coming out of camp soon. It's like
off the line.
yeah, we're building Germans.
Just manufacturing them. They just roll off the assembly line.
I think I'm going to assign those to the Western forces. Just have them deploy to the Maginot Line.
Yeah, and that makes sense, really. And I'm kind of curious in terms of the Civil War, how that breaks units down. Did the fascists just stand armies?
I think it's even like it splits them as evenly as possible, and then there's also a spawn of like, what are they called? Like militia troops. You know.
Okay.
Supporters of each side kind of spawn as well.
Okay, that's interesting. And I mean, essentially, that does put us in a pretty weak spot after the Civil War is over.
Yeah, it does. It will.
So
it will.
It's gonna be a whole nother rebuilding period.
Essentially, yeah, but we'll also be dealing with a lot of politics internally. Hopefully, we're dealing with a lot of internal politics with things like who leads the country, and
you
know,
those are minor questions, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. Well. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I've got a couple of pop-ups here. Did you also get the Austria seeks distance from Commonwealth pop-up?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So in a speech this morning, Prime Minister John Curtin, yeah, I'll go with that, announced the Australian. Yeah, Australian. For a second, I thought this was Austrian. I was like, what? I thought they added more syllables to Australia. No, it's just Australian government dedicated to growth and stability as an oceanic state. This means looking to new shores than those of Britain's empire, as the Australian people can no longer bear the weight of foreign conflicts on their shoulders. And they just, in a direct reference to the King's speech at the open of the last Parliament, John Curtin hit the point home by stating, "Never another Gallipoli." So that means Australia's going on its own. It's nice. Trying to leave the Commonwealth. I haven't seen that naturally before.
Huh.
Okay, oppose Hitler. Did you get the Wehrmacht officers challenge Hitler pop up as well?
I nope. I just got the oppose
I'll read this
Hitler
one too.
Focus completed.
Latent dissatisfaction with Hitler's rule has come to the head with the current crisis caused by the administration's move to remilitarize the Rhineland. A number of Wehrmacht officers have rallied against the well-known have rallied behind the well-known Field Marshal August von Mackensen. He's the guy with the skull and crossbones like hat, like the big hat from World War I, if you remember, on the Eastern Front. Mackensen, who has put in motion plans aiming to depose Hitler and to remove the Nazi Party from Germany. With the split in the German high command becoming clearly apparent even abroad, foreign powers have elected not to protest against the remilitarization, more concerned with the growing internal German instability. The aging Field Marshal has moved quickly, already establishing a provisional government, to which scores have flocked in opposition of the Nazi government. The military coup is well under its way. Purge the Nazi scum from the lands is a selection, which essentially means fascist supporters start a civil war, gain base superiority, stability, negative 25%, so we'll go down a bit. August von Mackensen, that's as best as I can do, becomes the leader of a non-aligned party, which essentially means he's a great war hero, which is a plus 5% war support, plus 5% stability, and plus 20% defense and attack for divisions on core territory. And here we go. So it's not randomized. It's not randomized, it looks like.
It is, yeah. So you had mentioned that it was primarily East versus West, and that seems to be what we've got here.
Yeah, so you can see right now it's split basically down the center-ish, with a fairly sizably good target in their center line near Erfurt, directly to the Czechoslovakian border, which is only 4 provinces deep and cuts off their southern side from the northern half of their country. Is what I'm thinking. But
yeah,
our military has now been redistributed. So I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of put these guys in here. So we'll have 22 in 3rd Army, and I'm gonna give them a symbol. I'm gonna give them a star symbol. And assign... Why don't we assign Rommel to them? Put Erwin Rommel in command of South Army. And they're going to have a front line to there. I think that's good. We don't need... I highly doubt France is going to attack us while we're in the middle of a civil war.
I'm not expecting it.
I think that defeats the purpose. I think that would hurt them more than us.
Yeah, I mean, if they want Hitler to be in power in the German Reich, I mean, sure, France. But then again, it's going to work out well for you.
Yeah, but then again, the guy in command of our force is a former field marshal from the First World War. So I mean, they probably don't like either of us.
If only they knew what we know.
Yeah. So who do we want to put in command of the top army? We have a lot of very famous field marshals and generals.
I'm taking a look now.
We got Manstein, and we also have Hans Guderian. 2 very well-known figures. From the Eastern Front, specifically.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking Manstein.
Manstein, he's a trickster, and he's an engineer.
I like the trickster and the engineer, armor officer, brilliant strategist.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good.
Guderian is also a brilliant strategist as well. He's a career officer. He's an armor. He gets trickster and panzer leader.
Ooh.
So it's either or. I mean, really the only thing that differentiates them is Manstein has better supply than Guderian, but Guderian has better planning. Like he's
yeah.
So it's either or. But I guess we are in a civil war, so maybe Manstein, because he's got the supply, and better supply would mean we wouldn't be wasting as many. Because we're very limited on things. So why don't we put Manstein in command there? And what do you think? Just a straight front line along here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just right along that. Yep.
Just right along that. Okay. And we'll make sure we
not
have
expecting
all
too much in terms of that. Is there any chance that we could call for aid from other countries during the Civil War?
I don't think so. I don't know. Because, I mean, who's going to help us? It's Germany in 1936. Like, even before, even just discounting the Nazi thing, I don't... Really?
I don't think anybody likes us.
Yeah.
We have no friends.
I don't think foreign policy was a strong suit of Germany, even back at any point, I don't think.
Yeah, even as opposing the Nazis during a civil war, people still hate us.
And we still have about half of our navy. Actually, a little bit more than half of the navy. It looks like the battleships and the heavy cruisers are split evenly down the middle.
Nice, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking we have the battleships, or we have the surface fleet, Kriegsmarine, go on a search and destroy mission in the Baltic Sea. So tight group and just search and destroy. You know, just try and concentrate and take out their naval power as quickly as possible.
Exactly. Because if we can catch their fleet, because there's no point in really, we know that the fleet's probably going to be somewhere in the Baltic Sea anyway, so it's not like we've got to be real searching.
It's definitely not going to be in the English Channel or something.
No, it didn't sneak past us anytime soon.
Yeah, so a search and destroy, which means we are a very tight formation, so it's going to be hard to find them, but when we find them, it's going to, a lot of our ships are going to be concentrated into a single pack to hit them hard. I think that's what we need, especially because our current admiral is a superior tactician, which means we already get a bonus on top of that to number of ships in the first contact. So hopefully we outnumber them and can hit them hard immediately. So we're going to assign them to the Baltic Sea. Okay.
What are you thinking for our subs?
I'm thinking subs we assign to Baltic Sea and the Eastern North Sea in a convoy raiding mission. because they've got to have stuff coming in from somebody.
Yeah.
They've got to have some oil or something. So I'm thinking convoy raiding with our 7 subs there and there. And we have 3 spare ships, which is just 2 subs and a destroyer. But I'm thinking about just holding those in reserve in case we need to re-up something. So we got that. So our navy has been assigned. Our armies have been assigned front lines. What do we want for plans? Let's do that before we move on to our air force. What do we want the objective of? I'm just gonna say North Army and South Army. So what do we want North Army's objective to be? Do we want them to hold, or do we want to try and push for Berlin?
No, I'd say probably just have the North Army hold.
Just defend. Just hold
Just
territory.
defend, while the South Army's trying to work on doing that cutoff.
Okay, so South Army. So we want Rommel to cut across north of Nuremberg.
Right north of, of Nuremberg.
Okay, so we want to cut north, so we have an offensive line, kind of like that.
Because if we can sever, yeah, exactly. Because if we can sever those 2, I think that is going to help.
Actually, why don't we do this? I don't know if this will
between
work.
Munich and Berlin.
We'll do a blitz order, so they'll just try and take it as quickly as possible. We're gonna keep their. We're gonna make them a balanced instead of a offensive, just so they don't, sacrifice too much. Okay, we have the ability to modify our government and choose a new national focus as well. So before we unpause, why don't we do that as well, the national focus.
All right.
We have the ability of taking something on the left side of our focus tree, or we could actually take army innovations.
It might not hurt to take.
Gives us available a new chief of the army that we can choose from, and bonus research on 2 land doctrines.
That might not be a bad idea right now.
If we're in a war, why don't we do that? And then we can modify our government. So how do we want to modify our government?
I'm thinking something to do with the military, probably, right? Like a chief of the army, or maybe military high command.
Let's check. What do we have in military high command? We have a lot of guys here that are really good. Do we want to take a? Let's see. Could take an infantry expert. It's plus 10% attack, plus 15% defense. From Ferdinand Schudler. I don't know.
Schorner. I don't know.
We could take an army logistics officer. Its division attrition is down 8%. It's very good.
The rest of them don't really seem that useful for us right now.
Yeah, they're
army
mostly
regrouping, maybe, but
yeah.
I'm leaning more towards the infantry expert or the army logistics.
Well, which one do you want? Because we can only do 2. Or we can only do 1.
Yeah, probably the infantry expert. I think it's going to help us.
Just help us instead of because we already got a logistics expert on North Army. So
yes, exactly.
So we'll go ahead with that. Okay, and now we have our air wings. All of our aircraft.
No, yeah, we've actually got a good amount too.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny because I was gonna say it's kind of funny because the chief of the Luftwaffe was Goering, wasn't it? Hermann Goering? Yeah, it was Hermann Goering, and he was a pretty hardcore Nazi. But I guess maybe just the Air Force didn't like him because of that. Something. So what do we want to do? Do we want to just split these evenly? We want to have some.
Yeah.
So in the south, we've got a unit of 20 fighter craft. I'll assign them to air superiority and interception. Do you know how to do this, by the way? Or should
I do, yeah. I actually do know how to do this.
Okay, great.
I watched a video on this.
Hey! So I'm going to put 20 down south, plus 40 of these tactical bombers are going to be on close air support only to help with the attacks. And then I'm going to move a couple of these guys in the center airfield that's just north of Dortmund.
Okay.
I'm going to move them to the southern airfield near Stuttgart.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Probably just have those ones down there. I'm thinking probably those ones down there to help.
And everybody in the north stays north, and they help in northeastern Germany proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. And we also have 36 naval bombers that we'll put into the Baltic coast, or the Baltic Sea, which will naval strike anything that comes within range. Okay, and we have some fighter craft. So you can help too if you see while we're going through this, just assign these, because you know what I'm essentially doing, just making sure we assign all of our fighters and craft into what they need to be assigned to.
Yep.
So I'm putting things like I'm making sure tactical bombers are on close air support and are assigned to the correct theater. And there we actually have close air support, and they're going to be assigned to there. Okay. I think that's good. So everything's assigned, and we have all those guys in the center airfield are moving to the south. Once they get there, we'll redeploy them to the Western German Air Theater, and that should be a decent amount of aircraft to help us along. So let's unpause. We're also going to go down to speed 2. Oop, got another pop-up. Did you get one?
Yep, I got that.
So Germany embroiled in a civil war. A sudden Wehrmacht coup led by the famed Field Marshal August von Mackensen has triggered a civil war in Germany early this morning. Fascists, royalists, and Democrats... Democrats. Alike have taken up arms against their former countrymen, and military units have been removed from their borders to see to the internal threat. Fascists, under the orders of Hitler, have already vowed to destroy the nation rather than see it fall to treasonous Germans.
Oh, I see how it is. There's no turning back now.
Nope, there is no turning back.
I like how they used the field marshal August von Mackensen as the actual one to lead.
Well, it would be somebody from the First World War, right?
No, of course, absolutely.
It would be a hero. It would be like a hero from the war, and he was like a star post-war, because he was the guy on the Eastern Front, and that was the war that they won in World War I. That was the sub-war against Russia they won, and that was like a big thing back then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's pretty cool to see them use him as. 'Cause you're right. It'd have to be somebody that could actually do that.
Somebody who
could actually get people riled up and lead them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of who it would be, anyways. In terms of it would be a world general, because you wouldn't want. Those are the kind of people who would kind of look at what's happening and be like, yeah, this. Right, this isn't how it's supposed to be, or how they didn't envision Germany being during World War I.
Yeah.
Especially because they were more towards the Kaiser anyways.
Yeah,
in the German monarchy versus a dictatorship, which is it's a whole different thing, and it's not in the same cup. So,
well, it's the nuance. It's the fine print.
Yes.
Southern Army, or Southern Force has their offensive going against the.
Seems to be going pretty good, actually.
It's going well. We hit them before they were able to entrench. We were able to hit them before they entrenched. We have a couple of SS Sturm brigades fighting along this riverfront, but they're not going to last long in that salient. Okay, basic machine tools, and we have a machine guer.
Ah, good.
Okay, so if we go to
two good hits.
If we go to industry, we did get with that tech, so now we have a bonus on 2 industry techs. So we have a choice here for our industry tab between 2 different types of industry: dispersed and concentrated. What are your thoughts? Essentially, what this means is dispersed factories around. It's harder to bomb it and destroy it from bombing. But concentrated is more concentrated, easier to bomb, but you get more factories per state. So you get more total.
I'm gonna go concentrated, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Well, I kind of agree with that, but my mindset is you have a good enough Air Force that they can't bomb your industry.
Yeah, exactly. I
Why
mean,
prepare for the worst and prepare for it so it doesn't have to be dispersed. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, you can have a concentrated industry. Just make sure you counter it with a really strong Air Force.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I like.
If we're ever so bad that our factories are getting blown up, then we've already lost anyways.
Yeah, then it's kind of too late. So okay, we'll
all the dispersed industry in the world's not going to protect you if you don't have an Air Force to defend it at all.
Exactly. Okay, so we did finish the other one. So that our support weapon is done, but we can't go to the next tier of anything because that's in 1938. So now we have a choice for what we want to pick up.
We could do, I guess, paratroopers.
You
do
could
you
do
use
that.
paratroopers at all?
I've used them sometimes. I used them in my last campaign to invade Britain over the Channel, but that was after like 2 years of naval bombers destroying the English Navy. Could do that. Could make some support companies. Could research some of these.
That's not a bad idea either. Yep.
There's a couple that are pretty good, like field hospital or logistic companies. Or we could do a land doctrine as well.
Boy, too many options. Let's see land doctrines. What do we got here? Okay. Maybe field hospitals. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. I'm kind of leaning towards that or the company.
What'd you say? You cut out.
I'm leaning towards either the field hospital or the logistics company.
Well, I mean, it's basically the same thing for different things. Like the field hospital is just your men you'll lose less men. Some will trickle back because they're wounded, and logistics company means you just lose less supplies. So it's they're both for the same purpose, just different resources, men or material. We have plenty of men. We're low on materials.
Yeah, we do. Let's do logistics then.
Logistics, yeah. We can put those on kind of our high risk areas, like our motorized or our tanks, because we do have one division of tanks and one division of motorized in our forces.
Yep.
Do you play with the paradox icons or the NATO icons?
I've got the paradox icons on.
Oh. Okay.
Pretty sure these are the paradox icons. Yep.
Yeah, there's like pictures of like a horse or a guy with a gun.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely don't use the NATO. Although I'm.
You can use the NATO. It's very easy. All you have to do is go to your game options, and you can go to your you can go to the game tab and there's use NATO symbols.
Use NATO symbols. Apply. Nice. I love it. Yeah.
I realized it'd probably be easier for you to recognize everything because, military, you probably recognize those from your time in there.
Yeah. I didn't know that you could actually, because I recognize a lot of that too from Hearts of Iron 3.
Yeah. Okay, so we took out the salient. We took out the salient in the south. So those two SS divisions that were near Frankfurt? Yeah, Frankfurt. Pushed back on that riverbank.
All right, so far so good. Pretty brutal. It's funny, nothing happening in the eastern. They actually aren't attacking us, which I kind of expected that they would, but...
On the north?
Or in the north part there, yeah, up in Main Eastern Germany.
See, that's the thing. Oh, we have to renew our bills.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, because that costs 30 right now. We don't have enough.
Oh, and a couple more options actually came up, too.
Yeah, well, it's because we're not... It's mostly against fascism. Because we're not fascists anymore. We're neutrals, so we can actually do things against all political parties. We're not aligned.
Like ban fascism.
Yep, could do that. But we should probably deal with the fascists with guns that are actually shooting at us first.
Yes, before we deal with the fascists.
We have a naval battle.
Oh, we actually caught them.
Naval battle outside of Gotland.
Yep, we got them.
What does it look like so far? Oh, wow, that is a...
Wow.
That is that's a brutal fight. We've lost 1 light cruiser and 5 destroyers, They've lost 3 light cruisers, 7 destroyers, plus some convoys, and we also lost 3 subs. Our battleship, the Schleichen, is damaged and fighting against the Admiral Scheer and the Schleswig-Holstein, and our heavy cruiser Deutschland is running away. That was a decisive opening engagement. We do have our aircraft, though, so that is good. So our aircraft are not touched in that battle. Looks like
once they actually they'll engage in that, correct?
Oh, they lost their heavy cruiser. They lost.
Nice.
Yeah, they lost the Admiral Graf Spree.
They're actually starting to. Looks like they're starting to pull back.
We are, yeah.
Oh, it's us pulling back. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you have to look at the. You have to look at the. Oh, we lost our heavy cruiser. The Deutschland is down. Oh, our ship is hitting them in a chase engagement. We've almost killed their battleship.
This is really intense. This particular.
Oh! Almost killed the heavy cruisers down. All they have is a battleship left. I think that was our subs that did that.
How many subs do we got there?
Looks like 4.
3 of them, right? Or 4? Okay.
4. Oh, we lost our battleship. Oh, but the subs took out the battleship.
There we go.
The entire surface fleet is down. Everybody's killed.
It's just subs on subs now.
Yeah, that was a decisive engagement.
Wow. That so pretty much everybody lost their navy. Congratulations.
There is a northern counterattack. So it looks like they're attacking on all fronts.
They are trying to push now. We didn't really get that blitz very good down in the bottom there.
We took some territory. We pushed the salient that was around Frankfurt back, so it's an even frontage now.
Yep.
You can take if you see like an opening, you can select some of these units and individually control them if you think you can take pressure off of another unit.
Yeah, they got it pretty well covered right now, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to wear down their organization with some counterattacks.
How is our Air Force holding up?
Air Force is winning in the north, losing in the south.
Oh, interesting.
They have 139 aircraft in the south. We have 79 fighters, so it's 139 to 79.
Ah, yeah. Well, that explains a lot of it.
We could send. Ooh, oh, we're lucky. We're so lucky. We have 20 BF-109s in the north that I'm reassigning to the south.
Oh, nice. That's gonna do it.
That's gonna give us a huge advantage over there. I don't even know what those are. These interwar fighter craft. Yeah, they have 20 as well. So we're, yeah. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some kills on them. That's good. Okay, how's the south going? We made some headway. We're just north of Nuremberg.
Yeah,
Oh, we took it.
Oh, we got it. We got Nuremberg.
We got it. We got Nuremberg, and I got a pop-up. Did you get this as well?
I did not get the pop-up, no.
Nazi expulsion takes heavy toll on Franklin, which is the province. We have finally managed to secure control over Franklin, but fighting has been severe. The Nazis grow ever more fanatical and desperate as we advance, often fighting until the surrounding area lies in ruin. There has also been reports of scorched earth tactics in accordance with Hitler's Nurembefehl. That's a German word I don't know. We can undoubtedly expect further destruction on this scale until we end this war. Small price to rid our fatherland of them. Which essentially means civilian factory receives 2.5 levels of damage, military factory, basically everything takes damage in there. So they're blowing things up as they retreat.
Historically, this is actually exactly what I would expect a civil war between the Nazis
and
to go.
Yeah.
Because Hitler really would destroy the country before he lost it.
Yeah. Oh, the results of that naval battle are over with. You can actually click it and get the end results. So
wow.
We came out on top, technically, because we lost less, but we had less to start with.
Exactly. And all in all, I mean, that was brutal on both sides.
Yeah, that would have That would be in textbooks, like that battle. Just the war of the battle of no victor, or
nobody won. Everybody died except for a handful of subs.
Yeah, the screening forces. God, that is brutal. But looking at the time, we are actually a little bit over on this episode.
We are
just a little bit.
This is a pretty good place to end it. I think we're doing all right.
We've taken a major city. We've taken a major city from the Nazis.
And now we just gotta hold it. But we've broken their front line, which is important. And like you said, if we can cut off the south from them, I mean that's gonna be pretty important.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Because we trap all these forces here. I mean,
they get no supplies, and we can then reduce them slowly.
Fantastic. Well, that is the end of this one then. So, yeah, we're doing all right. Glad for you guys joining us. Hope you're enjoying it, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Bye.